Ever caught yourself staring over that fence thinking the grass is so much greener on the other side? I did. And it nearly cost me my marriage. You know, I'm an old guy who's lived long enough to make some really dubious choices. Trust me, I've got the scars to prove it. But here's the one lesson I've learned after 46 years of marriage. It's this: the grass isn't always greener where you think it is. I'm talking to those of you who've strayed from your marriage like I did, or maybe you're still wondering if you should. So let me ask you a question. Is that grass really greener on the other side of the fence? Here's what I've learned about greener grass. It comes in two types. First, there's the grass that looks so perfect over the fence. But here's the catch. It's often growing over the septic tank. That lush green is hiding a soggy, smelly mess underneath. And then there's the second type of grass that's greener. It's where you water it. If your own yard looks patchy and dry, it's not because the other side's better. It's because you haven't been tending to your own. I learned this the hard way when I started noticing someone else's greener grass years ago. Think I'm wrong? Let me tell you about the time I almost climbed that fence and what I found on the other side. About 40 years ago, that greener grass on the other side of the fence caught my attention. She laughed at all of my jokes. She seemed to get me in a way that my wife hadn't in years. Her grass looked so green, I could practically smell that fresh-cut lawn. I started spending more time pouring into that person, fertilizing and watering that grass rather than my own lawn. This is it, I thought. She's my soulmate. I had a moment of clarity, and I caught a whiff of the sewer gases and realized she had her own septic tank too. When her grass wasn't greener, it was just a different shade of trouble. Meanwhile, I'd been neglecting my own yard. So much that it was practically a desert. What did I do? I decided to start watering my own grass. And those results blew me away. I went home. I owned my own failure rather than pointing out my wife's. I poured into my marriage by grieving what my choices had cost her rather than seeing myself as the victim. I began to focus on changing me rather than changing my wife. I worked at becoming somebody I could respect because I never wanted to be that other guy again. I worked at truly loving my wife and caring about her. I stopped looking over the fence and started tending my own yard. And you know what? That patchy grass, it started turning green again. The grass is always greener where you water it. If you're spending your time dreaming about somebody else's yard, or worse, sneaking over the fence, your own marriage is going to wither. And if you cross the fence you built to protect you and the ones you love, you'll find what I did: septic runoff, methane gas, and a dumpster fire. Before you climb over, water your own grass first. Trust me, it smells a whole lot better. In my old age, I've learned this. A good marriage isn't about finding greener grass. It's about growing your own. And if your yard feels beyond saving right now, I've got some good news. Our programs at Affair Recovery are the best fertilizer you'll ever find for reviving your yard. They've helped thousands of others bring new life to marriage. Marriages that felt like a barren wasteland. What's one way you can begin to water your marriage today? If you're ready to transform that turf, check out our programs at Affair Recovery. They're the healing your relationship needs. Let me know in the comments, how are you going to begin to water the grass and rebuild your yard to healing?